Greetings, fellow internet user. This is Windy Man with a Hitman trademark video walkthrough of the Suit-Only Sound Assassin Challenge in Colorado on professional difficulty. This video won't be about doing a speedrun or showing off any fancy tricks. Instead, I'm just going to show you how I tackled this challenge, what I did, to give you some tips and ideas on how you can try to do it yourself. So here we are in setup. Now there are 4 targets to take out, and we're going to try to get an accident kill on all 4 of them. So I see a drop point. We're going to take a sniper rifle. There's going to be a couple of uses for this, but the primary one is to shoot down the hay bale on Maya Parvati. Any pistol will do because we're just going to use it to shoot out one camera and never use it again. And we're going to take 2 breaching charges. One of these is for the door down to the basement. The other one is to help kill Sean Rose, as we'll see early on here. Of course, we want to get our hunter's hat on and load the level and get started from the southern perimeter start point.
Welcome to Colorado.
So we're going to run inside, grab the sniper rifle from the pickup point. The first obstacle will be the camera added in pro mode over here on the outside of the hay shed. Feel free to use the sniper rifle to pick this off from a distance if necessary. Otherwise, go ahead and get your pistol of choice out, shoot it out, and proceed inside of the hay bale room. You have to be very quick when you're shooting that camera out, otherwise it will spot you. So the setup here on the explosive range to kill Sean Rose is to trigger that fire extinguisher explosion when Sean Rose is standing next to it. However, that bomb tech that just left, he will come back and spot the explosive. So we needed to drop our pistol to make sure that when he comes back, he will see the pistol and bugger off somewhere else. When he does that, he will leave Sean Rose all by himself standing right next to that fire extinguisher. We can go ahead and take that out at our leisure. But we're not going to do that right now because that's going to make a big loud bang. Instead, we're going to hop into this room and we're just going to chill in here for a little bit while we wait for Maya Parvati to make her way outside of the barn. And after a few more seconds, at about a minute 40, minute 45, you want to activate instinct mode. You'll see Parvati down there in the bottom right corner in the red. When she starts to fully turn around, as there, you got about 9 seconds on the clock. So if she turned around at about 1:49, you want to shoot the wire at about 1:58. And every single time you'll take her out. Go ahead and run through this window. If you do it a little early, you want to watch out for that guy by the van. He might spot you coming out. But otherwise, if you're fine, quickly run into the room with the van. Grab that wrench. We're really going to need that one later. Also, go ahead and grab this brick, which will also come in handy later. And now that you're clear of the aftermath, go ahead and blow the breaching charge. That will trigger the fire extinguisher, and that will kill Sean Rose in an accident kill.
Sean Rose confirmed down. Nicely done, 47.
Now, as you run out of this gate, be very careful that you do not get spotted by the guy behind you or the guard there in front of you. If you do make a direct path behind this hay bale, you will be fine. Now, this guard against the back fence, you want to get by him as quickly as possible. He will start walking forward, and once he's about halfway across the road, you can go ahead and crouch sprint past him, because you're going to make some good time down the road here to get inside of the fence. Watch out that Ezra Berg does not spot you. If you're a little bit slow here, he will see you in full. Now over the fence. Now our objective here, that guard across the way, we want to get him distracted, but we'll need to wait a little bit. Those 2 guys, you want to be hugged against the crate here, otherwise they'll see you. But once that guard starts turning his back, sprint over and immediately coin him so he can turn back around. This is kind of finicky, so you might not get it on every try. While he's distracted, we can go ahead and get out of here safely. Those guards that are doing push-ups will not see you. And this is our opportunity to get up onto the 2nd floor of the farmhouse where we're going to do most of the rest of the dirty work. Now once you climb in, this is the point where you actually want to spend your save. little trickery in the edit. I've loaded the save a couple of times, but the idea is that once you're in here, the tricky part is getting past these guys as quickly as possible. The timing on throwing that brick is really what it's all about, because you need to be on this side of the room by the time you have that guard come back, because we want to drop our rifle or any other weapon you have in your possession in that spot. And what happens is that the guard that roams the top level of the farmhouse, we're going to take him out as he gets distracted by going for that rifle right there. So it's been about 20-30 seconds. By this time the guard will be coming back, and at that time he will spot that rifle. Make sure you don't put it too far into the corner, because he might not see it. But once you render him unconscious with the throw of the wrench that we picked up earlier, just go ahead and keep him there in that corner. No one will spot him as long as he's pretty far into the corner. And now that we can pick up the key for Rose's room, Rose is dead, so he's not going to bother us anymore. And depending on circumstances, if you reload your save maybe one too many times, those guards might be walking around in a different configuration. But there's always the one that is off to the right that's looking at the bookcase. That one that's moving right there. He's safe. You don't have to worry about him. You can throw a projectile at wherever that first guard is, either against the bookcase in the other room or there on the chair. He'll be out in commission. Then you can just strangle the guy against the bookcase. And you don't need to worry about hiding their bodies. No one else is going to come into this room. Now, to save us a bit of time, we're going to start worrying about how to get that mask, a 3D printed mask, to get into the tornado shelter. I threw the wrench into the little corner. There's a spot where the wrench will fall dead. That's the perfect spot, because when the first hacker comes over, if he falls right up against the wall, that's perfect. You don't need to move him or touch him. If he does fall off to the side a little bit more, you do want to kind of nudge him against the wall. He's safe to stay there as well, because the other hackers in the room won't see him at all. So that does take maybe 1 or 2 tries, but once you get the timing of it, you understand it, and you can just leave him there. So now we're up here in Rose's room. Just optionally, if you wanted to skip the Parvati kill from the side room, you can just go ahead and snipe the rope from here. But we did that earlier just because it was a little bit easier with the savings and whatnot. What we're going to do to kill Berg is punch a hole in the lawnmower. And by this time you should see Graves come into the farmhouse, and this of course is going to be the chandelier kill. If you have a pistol at this point, you can use that, but obviously you want to have something silenced. Sniper rifle will do just fine for our purposes. That's easy enough. Now, the reason why I used a sniper rifle for this level when the silver baller or any pistol really would have worked is because I was finding it a little inconsistent in getting this lawnmower to blow up. First couple of times I did it, just shoot it once and the oil leaks, and then Berg puts out a cigarette and he's dead. But for whatever reason that stopped working, so I just decided to get a rifle out, more powerful shots, and just keep shooting at the thing until the explosion happens. Sometimes it happens in 1 or 2 shots, sometimes it takes a while. Either way, he's going to die. Accident kill. Horrible accident. So all 4 targets are dead. All of them are accident kills. No have to worry about bodies found. And we make sure we pick up some melee weapons to clear out the hackers in the room here. The last goal is, of course, to print the 3D mask of Sean Rose's face. We're going to need that to access the tornado bunker. Now, in pro difficulty, there are 3 hackers up here. That makes it extremely difficult to get in here with them roaming in and out of both rooms. That's why we took out the first hacker earlier when there was time to do so between Graves and Berg coming into the farmhouse kill zones. So now that there are only 2 of them in here, one's easy enough to kill, or pacify rather, and the second one, without the 3rd hacker to bother, no one's going to bug us now. We can grab the mask without any hassle. And really only 2 big problems to worry about at this point. Remember, we have our other breaching charge. Depending how fast you do this, you're going to have to watch out for Graves' body being hauled away, and of course Berg's body being hauled away. That door will stay open. you should be okay, but it's always safe to close the door in case there's an errant guard. Always better safe than sorry on these pro runs. So a little bit of time has passed, and just making sure the coast is clear. I'm going to be extra cautious here. Do make sure that you plant that breaching charge. Do not drop it in front of the door because the hackers will get suspicious of a dropped item there. So make sure you plant it directly on the door. And pretty easy breezy at this point. I'm going to take out the lone guard in the room. No one else is going to come in here because Berg is dead. And that's pretty much all there is to it. We're going to come into the tornado shelter, go through the scandalous revelations of the story mode, and exit the mission.
Found something.
Get out, 47.
And that is how I did the suit-only Silent Assassin challenge on pro difficulty in Hitman. And the interesting thing about the pro mode in Hitman is that it makes the maps very fresh, actually. You know, despite playing these maps for 40 hours, 50 hours in some cases. In normal mode, if you do it on pro mode, you're forced to take new routes, look at situations a lot differently. And even though it's quite daunting starting out, you just attack it one solution at a time, one problem at a time. How do I do this? Get that step done, get that step done. Burn a save on doing this a little bit more risky, running through an area you didn't do it before. And all of a sudden, you're finding yourself a lot more comfortable in doing this stuff. And through moderate amount of trial and error, this is how I found this route. You think you can do it? That's my video, guys. Thanks for watching once again. Respect one another. Have a good one.